Blast me to Cyphos! It's time for the Mad Merlin's Warhammer 40,000 Imperium journey. Issues 28 and 29. Part 1, Lore and Build Guide. Hello and welcome back to the Mad Merlin's Warhammer 40,000 Imperium journey. So we've got another double issue today. We have issues 28 and 29, which is parts 1 and 2 of our Necron Warriors. So this is the same sprues we got in issues 9 and 10. So we got 3 40mm bases. Then we have 10 32mm bases. 5 and 5. And then we have our 2 frames of models. So let's put the magazines to one side and we'll have a look at these overhead. So as I said, this is the same sprue we got in issues 9 and 10. It is also the same sprue you would have got from Indomitus or even one of the free starter sets, Recruit, Elite or Command Edition. But either way, this is an amazing kit. It's a much better kit than the original Necron Warriors, because believe me, those are fiddly to build. Especially because you had to glue the torso on top of the lower half of the spine. And they would often either droop forward or lean to the side. And you'd end up with some really weird looking Necrons. But this kit doesn't have that trouble, as the main back of the body and the legs are all one piece. You have your front torsos. Each model has a choice of 2 heads and 2 weapons, either the Gore's Reaper or the longer range and classic Gore's Flare. And of course we got our 3 Scarab Swarms with our 2 of them flying over some rocks and the other one just flying on its own. Flip over so we can get a look at the other sides. If you remember from previous videos, I've mentioned that you can easily mix and match components between models. You might have to clip down the pegs here, but otherwise you should be able to get most torsos connecting to front and back wise. Guns are a little bit more difficult. You do have to be careful and match the arm pairs, but you can freely mix and match those between the bodies to get a little bit more variety. But I have done a few different poses with the arms of the guns, and it's looked quite good. They've either been carrying them a little too low or a little high, but that's all added to the look of the units, made them stand out a bit. You of course can flip the heads between any of the models. You might need to slice down the peg again, just because some of the holes are deeper than the others. In a future video I will be showing how you can make some nice objective markers using your Necron Warriors if you've got more than enough like I have. So that's it for our kit. Let's move on to our magazine. So we'll start with issue 28. So we know we're getting our 13 models in part 1 of 2. We get more Necron reinforcements, we learn about the different Skitarii legions, and we have rules for terrain. So we'll go through our full contents. So there's Necron Warriors, our 3rd troops datasheet for Necron Warriors for a battle record. We got the Relentless March about Necrons, the Skitarii legions. We learn to build our warriors, and we have some nice bits of rules. So we got core rules, expanding our core rules section. We got terrain rules, and we have Scout Mission 5, page 6, Counter-Strike. So Necron Warriors. In life, the Necron Warriors were the common citizens of the Necron race. The act of biotransference has transformed them into near-mindless killing machines, utterly enslaved to the wills of their uncaring noble masters. So we got a little bit different to our previous battle records. We got a little bit of lore here about how the Necrons lose their own personality, individuality when they go through biotransference. We got a little bit about the act of biotransference, which was a trick from the Catan, the Necrontyr, rather, not Necrons, wanted to originally live forever, but in order to do so, the godlike beings, the Catan, tricked them, and instead of making them live forever as they wanted to, they ended up making them live forever as mindless, soulless automatons. So, we filled out our battle record already. So this is the Unbreakable Phalanx. Again, under the command of my overlord, Cormac the Stormbringer. So this is my second out of my 2 cohorts, and my second phalanx out of the 5. So our battle damage is damaged locomotion, which might explain why they're unbreakable. They hardly ever go anywhere. But they have weapon stabilizers to help them aim better. So our first bit of lore is the Relentless March. Upon countless worlds across the galaxy, Necron armies are on the attack. Imperious Necron nobles send forth their legions to reconquer their former territories by whatever means necessary. So this is a bit of lore, just explaining what the Necrons do after they've woken up. They go on a rampage and reclaim a lot of their lost territories. So we got information here about the special material that the Necrons build a lot of their vehicles, such as a monolith, and their various different types of terrain pieces out of the Blackstone, which is a special rock which has a very anti-psyker quality to it. So it will it basically nullifies anything to do with warp or even any psychic powers. It has also been known to kill people if they get too close to it, as it's a very volatile material. So, next bit of lore is about the Skitarii legions. Skitarii are soldiers of the machine god and form the armies that answer to the tech priests of the cult Mechanicus. They glory in their augmented forms, granted the knowledge by their masters that each calculated kill and every victory is achieved under the unblinking gaze of their deity. So this just goes through and slowly breaks down for us all the different types of Skitarii units and how the legions are formed out. It goes into different types. So we've got the Maniples, your Macroclades, and so on. And on the back we got a few of the weapons that these Skitarii use. So we got the Arc Rifle, Galvanic Rifle, and our Arquebus. So I'll come back to the build guide in a moment. We'll go through 29 first. So, Space Marine Fire Support Squads, painting our Necrons, and an expanded datasheet collection. So, we've got a lot of lore in this. We've got datasheets for Mars, Gene Occults, Fire Support Squads, Into the Storm, and a foldout for Amatep 2. So we've got a nice short story there which features Blood Angels and Tyranids. We paint our Warriors and Scarabs. We got basic rules, some more datasheets for the Librarian and Aggressor, and a playthrough of Valkyrie Down. So, first piece of lore, Mars, birthplace of the cult Mechanicus. The Red Planet is the foundation stone of the Adeptus Mechanicus and one of the holiest sites in the entire galaxy, second only to Terra. Right, I'm back. So, as I was saying, this is going to be the first of a few pages detailing all the different Forge worlds, and they're starting with a bug in my hair. Lovely. Starting with Mars, the home world of the Cult Mechanicus as a whole. So the sigil on Mars is just the Cog Mechanicus with the skull and cog device. We have a nice picture of a Tech Priest Dominus there. So moving on, we've got a Inquisitorial report by Gallius Shan again. This time we're focusing on the different Genestealer cults. So among the most insidious threats to the Imperium, the Genestealer cult are a corruption of humanity. Tainted by alien genetic material, they seek to destroy the Imperium from within, rising up as one to seize control and slaughter any loyal Imperial citizens who stand in their way. So another Inquisitorial report focusing on the different Genestealer cults that arise around the galaxy. So we've got the Curse of the Genestealer. So we've got a 2nd generation hybrid, 3rd generation acolyte. Also, sorry, still 2nd generation acolytes, 3rd generation hybrids, the neophytes, and finally the 5th generation is a pure strain Genestealer. We also have different types of the Genestealers, the mutated aberrants, and we got a Magus there, which is the psychic leader of a cult. So moving on, we focus here on the Space Marine Fire Support Squads. The Space Marines who serve in the Fire Support Squads wield heavy weapons designed to sow death and destruction amongst the enemy ranks, allowing the chapter's battle line squads to advance and secure objectives. So we got an Eradicator Squad from the Sons of Guilliman chapter, who wield heavy melter lances. On the back we got a Hellblaster from the Death Watch. Eliminators, which we get later on from the Vanguard forces. And then we got the Aggressors. Excuse me. So we already have the Flamestorm Aggressors. These guys are Boltstorm and Crackstorm missiles. Then we have a pack of Space Tools at the bottom there of the different types of heavy support, fire support squads. So our short story is Into the Swarm, which is the Blood Angels against the High Fleet Leviathan as it ravages across the Baal sector. And we have a lovely picture of Captain Carlane, who was first released in the Blood Angels versus Tyranids battle box, which was a lovely battle box. Had a Terminator captain, which was Carlane. It had 5 Blood Angel Death Company Marines and a Death Company Dreadnought. While on the Genestealer side, it had the brand new Broodlord model, which we are getting in Premium 2, or you will be, I won't be. 3 of the updated Necron Warriors and a Tyrannofex. I think there was Genestealers, I can't quite remember, it was a long time ago. And then we have our paint guide. So we'll have a quick flick through that before we go back to our build guide. So just giving 3 coats of Runelord Brass, then Corax White to the white detailed areas, Avalon Black to anything that would be black, Lead Belcher to any metal, before shading the black and Lead Belcher with non-oil, and the white stones with Agrax, then connect the alloy to the face and the shoulder blades. And that's it. We'll come back to all our game lore in our separate battle reports. So, before we go any further, we have a foldout of Amontep 2. So the Forge World Amontep 2 lies in the outer reaches of the Ultima Segmentum. It was the site of a furious conflict between the forces of Adeptus Mechanicus and Necrons, which was the Forge Bane box set, which first brought out the Armiger Knights and the Cryptek model. I'm planning on getting a box of Armiger Knights because, having read the short story, the Red First or Red Blade, I think it was, a 2-page story we had back along, I do want to try and replicate that Mechanicus mana pool that they had with Rangers. I've already got a squad of Vanguard. I want to get a couple of Armiger Knights, and then we got some Breachers and Castellan robots. As for the Necron side, I will be doing my Get Started 40k series soon. I know it's been a long time planning, but I am doing third and final redraft of the scripts, and I've decided to do the Necrons as Novok Dynasty. It'd be quite nice to have a little bit of difference. I'm going to repaint the majority of my older Necron army to go with them. But the Necrons that are coming through the Imperium magazine are going to stay as Sautek. So, here we have the Sautek glyph, ruled over by the Phaeron Imhotep the Stormlord. Necrons of the Sautek dynasty are well known to the Imperium, having risen from their slumber in great numbers. They are recognised as one of the largest and most powerful Necron dynasties in the entire galaxy. So we've got our Canoptek construct here, and the Tech Priest attached to it, or Technomancer, should I say. Then we got Canoptek Wraith here, which we'll be getting a squad of them later on. Can't wait. They'll be quite nice to add. It's nice silver underside and dark green on the back. So we got the War for the Blackstone, so different chunks of the Blackstone. The Rising Necropolis, we got a Catan shard of the Void Dragon there. So might even add that to my force, to one of my forces. And we've got the full Forge Bane artwork there. The Armiger Knights, Tech Priest Dominus, Skitarii Rangers, Squad of Immortals, Lich Guard, Technomancer, and in the background the Wraiths. So that was a really nice box, and I was almost tempted to get it myself. And on the back we got the forces of Adeptus Mechanicus, so Magos Dominus Logostion, and we got the Armiger Knights detailing there. So upon the orders of Archmagos Belisarius Call, Amontep 2's reserve of Noctilith were to be secured, extracted, and prepared for study. The Adeptus Mechanicus will not be deterred from its task. So all we've got left to do is to go back to 28. I'll have a quick look at the build guide. I won't be building anything, as I want to get on and build these guys and get them painted. So, just a quick reference here. We got how to build our scarabs onto the 40mm bases. So 2 go onto the rocks and 1 just clips out and goes into the 2 holes. It does state that you want to make sure you build 5 with Reaper and 5 with Flayer, so that way you can run 2 squads of 10 with Flayer and 10 with Reaper. Or keep them as 2 squads of 5 and 5. As 10s. So we've got a reference there for our different sprues. So in 28 we got this sprue with a single squad of scarabs, 2 squads of scarabs and 4 necrons. At issue 29 we got 6 necrons and 1 swarm of scarabs. So making sure you're careful when you're clipping out and being careful with fragile components. And so here we have our build guide for our Necrons. So we glue our arms together, but I do suggest not to glue the arms together so that you can access the chest area a lot better for painting. Choice of weapons, so it doesn't matter which one you build as them. It does say here we got 5 with flayers, so models 1, 6, 11, 16 and 21. Then the Reapers here are models 26, 31, 36, 41 and 46. And that's our finished models. So follow the build guide and you won't go too wrong. I'm going to be doing a little bit of mixing and matching just to make my models look a little bit more ramshackled and mismatch repaired. So that is everything for issues 28 and 29. So I will be back with 28's battle video and 29's battle video on their own. I want to get on and build these because 28's mission calls for 2 squads of 10 Necron Warriors. So I want to get on and build these guys, paint them up to a basic standard, and then I can get on with the battle reports. But that is everything, like I've said. So I would like to thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to help the channel out, there's my affiliate link, as well as my Buy Me a Coffee channel and my social medias. So all what's left for me to do is say I will see you next time for more mad content. Thank you and goodbye.